Hello out there.
We're on the
on the air.
It's
New
Kngdom
intro
night
tonight. New intro tonight. It's a new season of the Kingdom. It's officially golf season. 2024 Masters is upon us in less than 12 hours, boys? What a time to be alive. What a time to be a golf fan. We got a good one tonight. We're talking some Masters. We're talking some golf. Courses are starting to open up here. But until then, let's have a little 30-second break and we'll see you then.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. It is that magical time of the year, Masters Week, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here to break everything down for you. As usual, my name is Drums, and I'm joined by the brothers behind King Golf, Regan and Jordan Headley. As we always do, first off, we send her up north to see what's going on with our boy, Reg. Reg, how's it looking up there? We hitting the link soon or what?
Fellas, no, we won't be hitting the links here anytime soon, but I hear things are trending in the right direction. And Brandon, Shiloh's open Sunday, and I heard there was rumblings that Weed City might be, but I haven't seen anything or read anything anywhere. So I think courses in the city are opening as early as Friday.
Yep.
From what I saw, Lorette's open Friday.
Yep.
I believe. That's exciting. It's that time of year. I just I'm back into coaching extended season hockey. I kind of always stress. Well, I shouldn't say always. This is the second year I've done it, but both times I stressed for like a month and a half before. I was like, "Why am I doing this? Like, this sucks. I'm not prepared for this. I don't want to coach." And then like I started that. This is like the fourth practice today. Absolutely love it. Can't get enough of it. It's like the most rewarding. It's awesome. I just love it. And to top it off, tonight came out of the rink and we had a rain shower here today. So it was like that first fresh smell in the air. Holy, things are good. Things are trending right now. Masters this weekend, boys. The mood is high right now.
What age group are you coaching?
They are 2011, so they turned 13 this year.
That's what
so they're going into hitting. They were second year PWA this year, going into Bantam next year. So it's actually they had to play the whole season without contact, and they because it's extended season, they're technically the age group higher now. So we got our first tournament here this weekend, and there's hitting, so it'll be interesting. Hey,
has it been chaos since they?
No, it really hasn't been. Honestly, no. They just we've only had practices, so they don't run each other in practice, but. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I guess we'll find out how it's going to be in the game, but I feel like they've kind of, like we used to start hitting in Pee-wee, so we'd have to learn how to actually hit, but they've kind of been playing the body, like positioning-wise and everything, like for the last couple of years. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's that new of a thing now, but yeah, it'll be interesting anyways. I hope they don't get too into the hitting.
And when's first tournament? Or do you just do games or tournaments?
No, first tournament's here this weekend. We start Friday afternoon.
Beauty. Thomas, what's happening out in Rossburn, buddy?
Top of the evening to you, ladies and gents. Things are pretty slow here. The snow is finally starting to melt. I swear this is the snow capital of Canada, and it's finally starting to melt. So it's been tough. We've been taking Arnie for a couple walks every day to calm him down a bit, but he's pretty white dog was not an ideal move for the country.
This time of year.
So he gets a little free car wash every time he comes into the house now. But and we've been having to bath him. So anyways, it's good. I don't know how close we are to golf. I did drive by the course today and see that looked like Dwayne had been clearing some snow off the greens just to check it out, see how it looks under there. So hoping that it looked pretty good from the highway view. So it's always, I'm sure all the small town courses go through that kind of thing. They don't have the proper cover, I guess you'd say, for the greens. They just kind of let the snow fall and hope for the best in the springtime. So last couple of years have been pretty damn good. We'll see if we got another good one here tonight or this summer. I mean, but no, it's good. We're very busy right now. Very busy in every aspect of life right now. So it's good. This is kind of just the chill part of the evening tonight. So we're gonna have a beer. We're gonna talk about some golf, and I'm very excited for the Masters this weekend. It seems like there's a lot of hype around it, and I keep even forgetting the Tigers playing. I don't know why. Like,
Yeah.
I've just seen so many different storylines so far, and I was watching a bit of the par 3 today, but I haven't really thought too much about Tiger yet. So it'll be nice to see him off tomorrow on Augusta National. Hopefully, it's a good weekend. You guys got any predictions for T-Dub?
What time's he off?
He's later in the day tomorrow. He's one of the last off, I think.
Perfect.
He's playing with Jay Day and Homa.
Yep.
Be right at home there.
That's a
Right
good
at home.
group.
Yeah, that's a good squad.
Right at home. Yeah, I'm just glad. I swear, like the last 10 tournaments Tigers played, he's been with JT every time. Seems like he's his little compadre there. They just put him together, so that'll be nice to get a break from JT.
You like JT though, don't you?
Yeah, it is.
Actually, he's grown on you a lot in the last year or two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? He's grown off me a bit in the last year.
Really?
Yeah.
There's something about him at times where I can't stand him, and other times I think he's fine.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I've never had a moment where I'm like, oh, I like JT actually now. It's just sometimes I'm like, bleh, and then sometimes it's just like whatever.
Sometimes you dislike him less.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Drummy, tell us what's going on in Brandon. You got a new one arriving soon.
We do. That is rapidly make it stop approaching. It's been absolute chaos here for the last couple of weeks. The last pod that we did that night, Liz had got sick that week, so she had a bit of a cold. Wasn't feeling great that Wednesday, and was like, I'm just going to head to bed early, hopefully get a good night's sleep, be better in the morning. And then like 3:00 in the morning, she wakes me up. She can't breathe. So the cold infection had kind of gone to her throat, and she was just unable to clear her throat. So everything was just getting backed up and she couldn't breathe. So then she's panicking. So we kind of get her up and going a bit. So then her mom comes down, she's taking her to the hospital. I got Luca and he's sick. So her and her mom get to the hospital. They had to spend the night overnight in the hospital. And so it was just absolute chaos. We don't know what the hell's going on. So it's just panic and stress for almost 24 hours. We had kind of no clue. And then just kind of the way of our stellar healthcare system. Once we did get care, everything was amazing, but there's a lot of sitting around twiddling your thumbs. There was a couple times where we had to make some odd trips around the hospital because nobody knew what to do with us. We were walking, like Liz is in pain, like she's quite pregnant. Like we had a nurse take us up from the emergency. We had to go do some tests in the maternity section. So they popped Liz in a wheelchair and got her up there, did our test. We were there for a few hours, and then they were like, okay, well, we have to go back down to emergency to get released. So good luck. And we're like, so do we just walk down ourselves? Yep. Is there a chair we can take? Nope. So Liz just had to walk herself down and back to emergency. We're getting to emergency, and they're like, well, there's no way to get into emergency. You have to go out of the building and go back into the emergency doors.
God.
Guess who did not do that? I just opened the first door I saw, and we were back in the emergency care, and I walked into it. So that's the way it was. Yeah, so just getting discharged from the hospital was the absolute biggest headache for us during the whole event. And then, unfortunately, from then, she's just had been dealing with this cold while being pregnant and trying to finish off her last few days at work here. It's just pure gong show. Holy. I feel so bad for the girl. So hoping this next little bit goes peacefully and we can get to the hospital and just relax through this. I know that's not going to be the case, but let's speak it into existence.
Yeah, let's definitely speak it into existence. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be great. Other than that,
drinks this evening are matcha union.
Yes. Amen to that. On that note,
speaking of,
Well, start the night
Tonight's-
with a cheers. What do you got for a cheers tonight, Reggie? Or what do you got for a beer?
Here. 1 second here.
Oh,
Tonight's cheers is unofficially brought to you by the obsolete Pinsetter Oatmeal Stout. Phenomenal beer. That's what our bowling team's named after. Unbelievable beer. Anyways, tonight's cheers is going out to something very exciting, something we're very excited. Jordan and I couldn't be more excited about it. And I just wanted to thank the courses who have our gear going into their pro shops to start this upcoming season. I mean, this has been a long time coming. We've been at King Golf for, what is it now, almost 4 years, Jor?
Almost 5.
And we've had a lot of people. We've made a lot of good relationships. We've met a lot of great people. And we put those relationships to test and got into 7 golf courses this summer for the first time ever. We got our polos going in. We got our lids going in. We got our quarter zips going in. And I just wanted to give a special shout out to the courses who gave us the opportunity to get into their pro shops this upcoming summer. So obviously Patty at Minnedosa, Maplewood, Pine Ridge, Lorette, the top 9-hole course in Manitoba, as voted on by the at the Domies, Elmhurst, Scottswood, and of course Oak Island. So, like I said, we couldn't be more excited and more thankful for these courses to give us the opportunity to get into their pro shops for the upcoming season. And it's a pretty surreal feeling. I was putting the tags on the gear the other day, and it was it's one of those moments. Yeah, it's almost been 5 years, so it's been a long time coming, and we didn't want to rush it. And we think these polos. What do you got to say, Joe? I don't know. These polos are sweet. I think they're going to be very well received by all the golfers in Manitoba. And just once again, thank you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I would just echo exactly what you said there, Reggie. It's it was a bit of a not a long time coming. I mean, every business takes time to kind of get its feet under them, but it takes some special people, some special relationships to kind of give us a chance, because these were brand new polos, brand new zips. I tested them out last fall in some of our YouTube videos that we had there with Drake. I was wearing the King polos. They're an amazing quality, and that's exactly what we wanted before we really rushed into it. So we found the perfect supplier for the polos. The courses gave us a shot, get our gear out there. It'll just be so nice for people to actually go in there and try them on. It's just, taking pictures on Instagram doesn't do a whole lot of justice. So I'm really excited for people to see the quality, the fit, and just the classic look of the King polos this year. So good call there, Reggie. Big shout out to those courses. Some pretty premier courses too. I mean, Elmhurst and Pine Ridge, those are no joke for sure. And the other courses too. I mean, Oak Island's one of the top ones, all of them. Dosa's going to have a little feature for us. They're doing a little local section within their pro shop there with the King Golf stuff. Lorette, top 9. Maplewood, we've never been out there before. And then, of course, Scottswood as well. Kind of lesser known courses, I guess, but I'm excited to get our stuff in there and get out there this summer and try out the courses. So the nice thing about this is we're going to be delivering some of these packages. So we might be the first to sneak a couple rounds in this spring. Hoping to get out to Scottswood maybe next week or the week after. But yeah, cheers to all those courses. That's thanks for giving us a shot, and we very much appreciate it.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, boys.
And a secondary shout out. We should give a secondary shout out. Drums, this was your idea today for a cheers to our little brother, Reese Gaber. Signed a nice little contract with, I forget the name of it, but
Charlotte Checkers.
Charlotte Checkers.
I was like, that's a great name, great logo, perfect for Reese to find the spot there. So, Reggie, you might know a little bit more about it than me, but we should give a shout out and a cheers to Reese as well.
Yeah. Cheers, Reese. Geese, I should say. Why am I saying Reese? I don't know if I ever called him Reese. Yeah, cheers to Geese. He's unfortunately won't be playing this year. He broke his finger the last game against Michigan. Michigan? No, I feel like an idiot. I'm pretty sure it was Michigan, but
I did remember seeing that. I completely forgot about that. I was thinking he'd be playing playoffs or something for them, but
no.
yeah,
So
that's
I
unfortunate.
think that was the plan
Unreal.
originally, but yeah, broke his finger, so I don't think he'll be playing this year. But nonetheless, he'll be there at camp next summer, and yeah, I look forward to watching him there.
Hell yeah!
Is that a road trip or no? How far is that?
Charlotte,
Yep.
North Carolina.
Oh, is that where it
Hell
is?
yeah, brother.
Any good golf there?
What a great place
Probably
to
not.
be.
Probably not.
Is,
Probably
is
sucks.
South Carolina not the golf hub of America?
Yeah, but it's right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Is
south
that
of
where
North.
is that where Schmurtle Beach is?
Yeah.
Is it Schmurtle or Myrtle?
Unofficially
Pretty sure
Schmurtle.
Myrtle Beach. Anyways, boys, let's get into Around the Greens. There's some exciting shit going on here.
Reggie, what do you got for a recap of last week? Did you get any watching done?
Yeah, I did. Kind of wish I didn't, but I did. I flipped it on. So Denny McCarthy birdied 8 of the last 9 holes to force a playoff with Akshay. And 8 of the last 9 holes. He was 8 under on the back. Like
That's insane.
8 birdies on the back 9. What are we
Absolutely
even talking about
nuts.
here?
What was the total score? 26?
No.
I
on
can't
the
remember now offhand.
28 he shot on the back. 28.
Oh yeah.
So that's absolutely insane. So anyways, they go to they both birdie 18 to go to a playoff. So he was actually actually had a lead. So he actually had such a big lead going into the back
right?
that they were playing together. So anyways, they both birdie, they both stick it on 18. They both laid up and then both stuck it and both made the putts to go to the playoff.
And absolutely nuts.
Actually, just saying,
what?
Akshay made the putt to go to the playoff hole, and he fist pumped so hard with his left arm that he hurt his arm.
They threw it out of the socket.
No way.
Yeah,
They had to pop it. They had to pop it back in.
I didn't see that. Oh,
I seen a bunch of talk on that. I don't know how legit that was because I did see him he hurt himself drastically.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was
I don't
rubbing it
think
and
he
shit.
popped
So
it
I don't
out,
know
though.
if he actually did pop it, but that's what they were saying is he popped it and popped it back in later on.
I don't think he did. Well, he didn't swing like he did anyway. So he he hurts himself. They go to the playoff hole, and they both hit. Actually, Denny hit it in the rough. Actually hit it the fairway. Then they both laid up to 100 yards. And this whole time, Akshay's walking up and he's stretching his arm and he's getting all this attention and he's rubbing his arm and taking all this time. And then Denny goes to hit his third shot and there was a creek all the way. It ran all the way from 100, actually probably 200 yards all the way in front of the green. So they had to lay up to the right side and then hit over the creek to get to the green. And he chunked it 65 or 70 yards into the water. And then to add insult to injury after that for Denny, Akshay uses his whatever time that he's allowed. And he walks all the way across the fairway and goes into the tent and gets a massage. Or I guess some people would say he got his arm popped in. I don't think he did. I think he just went and got a really hard massage or whatever to get rid of the pain quickly. And then he puts it on.
I think if you are out of socket and you put it back in, it's the pain is putting it back in, but once it's back in, it's good. So
then also
maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
If it's out of socket, he doesn't hit it 300 off the tee, and he's not playing the Masters this weekend if he dislocated his shoulder. I don't think.
Not if it's back in place though.
Yeah, but it's still dislocated. That's still there would have been damage done. It wouldn't just pop out and then pop back in that easy. I don't.
You mean it's not like the movies where they just go like that and pop it back in?
Not like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't think, anyways.
Some people are like that though, because I'm pretty sure some people just if you can pop out your shoulder just by doing a fist pump, it's probably not that well put together now. I don't think I could do that. I think that's somebody who's just been, had shoulder issues in the past, right?
Stinky Steve, our new guy in the chat that always tells us what's up. He said it popped in but went back in right away in the same motion. So maybe if there's no damage done when it popped out, all in the same motion. But I'm not convinced that he hit 2 shots and then went in the tent and popped it back in.
Holy cow!
Either way, it's absolutely
either way
wild.
He's selling so hard. he hurt his shoulder and then still
Yeah.
won in the playoff because Denny chunked it.
Did
That
you
right
see
there tells you how intense that is for these.
what just happened?
Mid
happened? He was
conversation.
mid-word. He was mid-word, not conversation. The hell?
I can't wait to hear what happened there.
Like, why didn't he? It's so funny if you want to break it down like frame by frame. Why did he continually talk as he was going to hit mute?
Oh my God, what a Reggie!
Hilarious.
What a Reggie!
He's back here. This will be good.
No, could you guys fucking hear that?
No, we just heard you talking
Holy
and
man.
stopped talking.
A cat?
There's a cat going absolutely insane. And I was trying to finish my sentence, but it was just escalating and escalating. Like he was just screaming right outside the door. So finally, I just put it on mute, went and threw him in the garage. Sorry.
Open the door.
I don't even know where we were. I was rattled.
Did you see Akshay wrote on his wrist WTW prior to the round? Just a wire to wire, little motivation for himself, and then completed it. So that's a little cool shout out, and just having it on your wrist. Like, you remember back in the day, guys used to have elastics all the time. I remember Jordy did this for quite some time. An elastic, and he would always do, if he hit a bad shot, he'd give himself a little flick of the elastic.
Really?
He's like, I don't know, it just helps me with my focus. So whatever you need to get you through it. And then Denny actually tied a PGA Tour record for fewest putts in 72 holes with 92 putts.
Absolutely 72 holes.
Insane. In 72 holes.
Okay, speaking of that, before I forget about this, because this is noteworthy as well. So last week, this is a little bit different format, different league, but this was at the Rossburn Swingers Club. I was in a playoff. I was in the playoffs with I was playing against the CEO or co-CEO of the league, Marty, and he'll probably be listening this tomorrow morning. But I've never seen somebody putt like that before. This is no joke. He made every single putt, I swear to God. And so after the round, he beat me. I think he was like 4 or 5 up, obviously. But you know how usually in virtual like sim rounds, there's like 1 or 2 putts maybe for the whole foursome that go in like over 10 feet. He was making every single putt. At the end of the round, his 1 putt percentage was 44%. 44% of the holes, he had 1 putt. And none of them were inside 5 feet either. They're all like 10, 15, 20 feet putts. 44%.
Is it his sim?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
I think that he was still very surprised by what was going on there. So
I played 36 holes on a simulator this winter and had one putt in 36
I don't
holes.
think I had one.
That's what I mean.
I made one. I was so pumped.
I didn't think I made a putt. I didn't think I made a putt for a gimme range.
I think he was +1, and it was like not an easy course. It was congressional. It was tight, but he made every single par putt, a couple birdie putts, a couple bogeys, but he was +1 with a 44% 1 putt.
Beauty.
That's insane.
I was yelling at the end of it. I couldn't believe it was going on. It was just me and him. And,
not you. Not you yelling on the course.
Well, it's like, what is like, it just kept building up to the end. I was like, okay, this is not even real life anymore. Shout out to Edwin in the chat. He says, what's the best way to store your Bitcoin? He's probably used to the 88 Sats channel here talking about Bitcoin. This is a golf channel tonight, but best way to store your Bitcoin is the cold card. Shout out to cold card.
Your pocket. Other thing I wanted to mention was there's a great article with video on golfdigest.com on the best ball striker ever, Mr. Mo Norman. It's a good little 8-minute video.
Really?
And it goes into breaking down his swing. The gentleman that's in the... Yeah, part of it.
Yeah, that was shorter.
Todd Graves is the guy's name, and he kind of runs. There's like a Mo Norman specific account on YouTube, and he runs that. as well as I believe he's putting in, or he's attempting to get a documentary or a movie made about Mo. So I know it's been in the works for quite some time. So I'm hoping that eventually sees the light of day. But really good article on Golf Digest for everybody to go check out.
That Todd Graves there, I got down the rabbit hole. That was last year, I think, Drums. You were talking about old Mo, and I went down the rabbit hole. He has like a ton of videos with Mo. Like I think that Mo must have known that he was going to die, and he wanted to pass on some of his knowledge, and he kind of like hired this guy, Todd Graves, or vice versa. And it's pretty cool. I don't know how big of a fan I am of him, but it wouldn't be real easy to be. You need the right kind of cat to communicate with Mo and get that information into a good format.
Very true. I'm with you. He's never really rubbed me the right way.
Yeah, me neither.
But he keeps pumping out the Mo content, so that's good. Pause.
What does Mo say in that one video? It's like I just absolutely love it in the high pitched voice. I'm the only guy in the world. Only guy in the world.
Only guy in the world. That was exactly what he said.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't remember.
That's exactly what he's hitting. Every time.
Every time.
There's a couple wild stories about him in that. Holy man.
Oh man, when I finished this book, like holy shit.
Like that one, it said that he hit like how many drives? He hit for like 3 hours or something, and every drive was within 25 yards.
15
yards.
That's sickening.
That is wild, man.
Could you imagine?
Especially with his swing, but it just makes sense when they break it down. Nothing can get out of position.
He showed up to the first round of a Canadian Tour event, and the week prior he lost the tournament. He 3-putted the last 2 holes and lost the tournament. Gets to the event, and reporter is like, Mo, how's the putting coming along? Did you work on it this week? And Mo tees up on the first hole, just looks back at the reporters and says, not putting this week. Hits the first shot, par 4, into the hole, carried on to dominate the tournament by like 20 strokes.
No way.
Like just weird shit like that with him. It's just unbelievable.
Well, okay. Like a perfect example of this is like we did Weed City Local Knowledge, our last episode. And one of the stories in the small town, like a Brandon, Manitoba, Mo just happened to be in his travels going through Brandon, Manitoba, stops at Weed City, hits the telephone wire twice.
3 times.
Or 3 times, whatever it was.
Yes, 3 times. He did it twice more after he hit it the first time.
Yeah, exactly. 3 times. So think about how many stories he would have like that in his travels in just random towns that people got to witness.
Because that's all he did for his entire life, from age 14 on. That's what he did. He would just travel, live in his car, go to the driving range for the day, and then play
an exhibition
tournaments on the weekend. Yeah,
unreal.
Did he ever play in the Masters, Mo?
Yes, twice. Once or twice. Once.
I would love to see that footage.
I don't know that there is footage. He didn't make the cut, obviously. He ended up walking off. I honestly can't remember if it was he did get invited twice or it was on his first appearance. But on his first appearance, during a practice round, he ended up afterwards talking to Sam Snead, and Sam Snead was his Tiger Woods. And Sam just gave him like a pointer on his grip and just said, oh yeah, you should grip it like this. They were just kind of bullshitting. Mo spent like the next 14 hours on the driving range until his hands were bleeding because he was changing his swing. And like through the darkness, through everything, slept in a bunker on the course and then showed up for his tee time the next day. And they're like, you got to get the fuck out of here,
guy. Unreal.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
What could have been with Mo Norman? What could have been?
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, I just Googled Mo Norman Masters, and if you have some time, I mean, we're going to have a lot of golf content this weekend with the Masters and everything, but if you're getting ready for the golf season and you want some very entertaining content related to golf, just Google or YouTube Mo Norman. You're going to be there for many hours, and you're going to be very, very entertained.
If you are a loyal listener, we bring up his name once a month, and we will do it every month until we no longer do this podcast because I think he's somebody that's never been talked about enough, especially as Canadians and in the game of golf. So we'll bring him up every
Agreed.
chance we can.
Agreed.
Also,
Let's get
with the Masters, old Bernard Longer has to push his final Masters back for one more year, as he cannot make it this year due to an injury.
No.
Crazy. He's usually like the most solid old timer pick, right?
Oh yeah.
This was supposed to be his last one this year
This was supposed to be his final Masters, yeah.
because he just ran out of like exemptions.
I think so. Plus, I mean, when you're 70 years old, you probably
man. It's hard for him. I remember
Just
I
because
was
it's still
betting on
long.
him, and like I was following him, and like he was going like driver hybrid or driver.
Yeah, you
wood
bet
and-
on him last year.
Yeah, I bet on him to make the cut. No, that was like a couple years ago.
Okay, I was talking to somebody today. Let me bring this up quickly. I don't know if you guys are tapped into this or not yet, or if it's relevant or not. But I was helping somebody with a cold card actually today. Got him set up with a cold card, but he was talking about golf, and he said that his buddy has been making a lot of money betting on golf just by picking top 20s. Is that a legit strategy or not?
Yeah, I would say so.
You probably don't
odds are
win
pretty
much.
good. Tiger's plus 340 to finish top 20 this week.
What is he?
Plus
I don't
340.
know, like-
So if you bet 100, you'd win 340.
To finish top 10?
20.
Top 20.
But I mean, if you made some decent bets for like 5 in the top 20 and you hit on those, like that's good money.
Nick Taylor's plus 1100 to finish top 10.
I feel like
a
also
lot.
just with the split now too, you can kind of predict who's going to be, in the hunt most times in the PGA now. It seems like just the quality or the top tier of golfers aren't quite there. So, I mean, you bet
I
on
think there's a lot of luck too.
you bet
on somebody. You bet on someone to finish top 20 and they start out with 3 bogeys in a row, then you might as well lit that 20 on fire and threw it out.
Yeah.
Still gambling at the end of the day.
Trev says you don't run out winners, you get to play for life. So did
That's
Bernard
what I
win the
thought.
Masters? He must have.
Yeah.
I
didn't know that.
Mize isn't playing this year. Larry Mize.
94?
Two of them retired last year. Sandy Lyle and Larry Mize. Both were their last years. So I thought their exemptions ran out though.
Maybe not for Masters. I think they do for other events. Don't know.
I don't know. I mean, you probably get to a point where you're just like, you don't want to be just like the joke of the tournament anymore.
Right? Like I want to go shoot 95 at the Masters every year.
Yeah.
Chezzy, good question. All Canadians making the cut? I have them all making the cut, but Mike.
Where's he?
Yeah.
Where's he got to witness the hole in one today? You guys see that?
Who got it?
Gary.
I didn't even look at it at all. Gary Woodland?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's sick.
Couldn't happen to a better guy. Apparently it was his first career hole in one.
Ever. No way.
I'm thinking professional, but
does it count?
Pretty cool. I would say so. I mean, it's an actual par 3 course. It's not like they shortened the hole to be a par 3. I'd say that's a legit one.
Honestly, couldn't happen to a better guy.
For real though, like Gary got a hole in one in front of Weersy and I think Tom Kite. Two legends, anyways.
Did you see how they do the par 3?
No,
I never knew till today.
What do you mean?
There's like a sign-up sheet. You literally just go sign your name, who you want to play with, and where you want to play, like when you want to play.
Really?
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's unreal.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I never knew that. I thought it was so cool.
The whole thing is just so family oriented now too. Like you can just get to pick your buddies. Yeah, that's unreal.
Yeah, so like, and they said, kudos or Mark O'Mara deserves to be in like something because he played with Patrick Reed and oh shit, I forgot who the other one was, but it was like 2. I don't think it was Bryson, but it was just 2 duds. And they said he's all time because he played with those guys.
Apparently, that guy's all time to begin with.
Yeah.
O'Meara?
Yeah.
He used to be big bros with him, and Tiger always used to practice together.
Yeah.
Back in the day. When Tiger
Who
was the
hell
young
it? I'm
one
trying
and
to see here.
O'Meara
He was
was
a young
kind
pup.
of on his way out.
Well, he won the Masters right the year before Tiger.
Right.
Oh, it was Sergio. It was Sergio and Reed.
Oh, Jesus.
And Marco he just signs his name up on the far right side. The Canadians all played together today.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Speaking of Sergio, oh, sorry, Drummy.
No,
Just
go.
I happened to be watching some live golf on the weekend, actually. I don't know, boys. You might give me shit for this, but I actually really enjoy watching the live golf. I don't know what it is. I have no idea why. I mean, you got some of the best golfers in the world playing there. Some legit courses. I don't know.
A fucking plumber that won last week.
Yeah, he beat out Sergio. I was watching the playoff. He beat out Sergio in a playoff. You got to feel for Sergio, man. He apparently he's been second place, I think, in a playoff 3 times in the last, I don't know, 20 events maybe. So he can't seem to break through that. It's got to be frustrating for a guy.
For sure.
I don't feel too bad for him. He's a dud.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like more recently or just because these guys are starting to bitch or it's coming to light more that they're bitching about the progress of things. I honestly just haven't. I'm falling off of the live guys more and more just because I don't care. Like you took them. I don't care that you're bitching that you're not getting world rankings. Like, yeah,
I'm with you there. I
don't care.
I'm just saying.
But also at the same time, like the Masters doesn't
golf.
need to spend 4 hours each day on why John Rahm is struggling because he's dealing with internal demons from taking this money. Shut the fuck up. He's not. He's sleeping on a bed of fucking money with a beautiful lady. He doesn't give a shit.
No doubt.
You know, the thing is though, I whatever. I don't think when Rahm left to live, I was actually kind of concerned for the PGA. But I've watched probably like 4 events since then. And I honest to God didn't once think like, oh man, I wish Rahm was playing this event. And the same can be said for any of those guys that are, I don't know. I feel like, and we talked about this a couple episodes ago, that just like there's enough good golfers to go around that like.
No, it's not. That's a false statement because half of these tournaments that we've talked about this year were like, who the fuck are these people? The reason being, the rest of the roster is on.
I don't think so. That it's who are these people? Maybe just this, but yeah, I don't know. Like
I think a good portion of the tournaments this year have taken a massive hit because you look at a leaderboard and you can't name a person.
Yeah, but you never watch those tournaments anyways.
I'm with Drunk there. The quality of golf has definitely dropped. The one thing that the PGA has, I think that
I won't say the quality has dropped. I will say the name recognition has dropped.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
For me, like actually watching Live, but having watched Live and everything that's going on there, it still means a lot to the guys there. Like the guy who won, it meant like these guys aren't just out there just drinking beers and playing golf. Like it actually means quite a bit to them. The one thing that Live will never have that the PGA has is the underdog story, like the feel good story. That's the one part of PGA that Live will never have, because if you're playing on Live, you've obviously signed a pretty big check already. So you're pretty well set up for a while. There's no stories where some guy comes up, makes a cut, and earns his way onto the PGA for the next 2 or 3 years, right? Or 5 years. You just won't see that in Live anymore. But the actual quality of golf, the courses, the compete, I don't know. Like I enjoyed watching it. And it's cool that it's on YouTube. I think that Live has already done a lot for the PGA, even though most people won't really admit that. But the PGA is going to look a lot like Live does in 2 or 3 years from now. They're already kind of stealing things from them and doing things that changing their ways just because they were forced to. So
Yeah, but okay. So maybe not these. I mean, the Valero was really good. That actually is a sick golfer. He turned pro when he was like 17, and he's coming into his own, and he's won twice this year. He's sick.
Remember, we've been talking about him for 3 years on here. He had to rent a U-Haul van because he was too young to rent a vehicle.
And I don't know. I just and like Ross is saying, like, to casual golf fans, maybe there are no names, but there still are lots of sick golfers on the PGA, like tons of sick up and coming golfers that are probably realistically to like a guy who watches a lot of golf. These guys are finally starting to get some screen time, and I feel like it actually makes like the overall product better. Like,
I don't know.
It's
about
not
that.
Tiger Woods. It's not better,
It will,
but it's
not
I
currently.
don't know. I can honestly say that I've watched probably 5 events, and I never once thought I wish one of these live golfers was here, because you don't even give a shit about that while you're watching it. You don't. If there's enough storyline going on and enough good golf going on, you don't really miss those guys.
And it's not every guy on live though. Like, it's 4 guys that I wish
probably
would
2
play in the events that I pay attention to.
Rahm, Smith,
Rahm,
and Koepka.
Is Smith falling off that list for you guys?
No.
Yeah, I don't even remember him anymore. Honestly,
Rahm, Smith, Koepka, DJ, Bryson. I like watching. But I like all my favorite guys are over there. Tyrrell Hatton. Like, I don't know. They have all the entertaining guys, in my opinion. Like the guys that I actually want to watch are playing on live.
Right, but
maybe entertaining, but they didn't get to show their entertainment while they're playing anyways.
Except on live, when you get Terrell on a hot mic, absolute gold.
Yeah,
he was motherfucking everybody on that one shot, and then he just smiles. I fucking love him.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as a PGA guy, I don't miss those guys. I really don't, but I don't care either way. Honestly,
I'm at the point where I'm so sick of hearing live. Just the word live, because I know it's going to be bullshit that comes after. Did you hear about this on live? Did you hear this live goal? Shut up, don't care.
It just seems like a much different vibe, I guess you'd say. I don't know. I like it. You can wear shorts, a little bit of music playing in the background. Some of the golfers I like watching. It's on YouTube for free. I don't have to subscribe to anything. I don't know. There's something there for sure. So
AK is still
shooting plus 10.
What a bust.
Well, I wouldn't say
he's had some good rounds in there though. Like that, you can't deny that. Like, how about him not knowing that Tiger Woods won the Masters in 2019?
There's absolutely no fucking chance that that's real.
Right?
Zero. That's not even.
He must have been on a tough stretch to go through that.
I was I was watching. It must have been just live from the Masters, and it was doing a bunch of the 2019. I was like, that was so recent. It's insane how recent that was, right?
Yeah, it really was. Was that your guys' favorite Masters moment of all time?
I think at the time it was. So much has happened since then and now that I think I really... Was that the Masters you recently just rewatched?
No.
Oh, no, you did like 01 or something, right? But I wouldn't mind diving back into 19 and go through the whole thing again.
Apparently there was like CBS was doing a full special on it. I don't know if it already happened or not. Was it last weekend?
I don't know. I saw a documentary on it. Holy shit.
But like, I was in tears watching it. I remember.
God.
Yeah.
I was shotgunning beers by myself at the house watching it. Crying too.
That was a crazy time.
It's definitely the one that sticks out for me. I just don't know if it's because it's the most recent thing that's really happened, but there's been some very impressive things between, Phil's shot on 13. Bubba's shot on 18 was the most insane shot I've ever seen under those circumstances. Like, what else was there? Obviously the chip from the side of, what hole was that? 16.
In your life.
Hideki's caddy was a pretty cool moment.
True.
Unreal. One of my favorite moments ever of,
Mm-hmm.
or my, I guess, photos. You take that as
Mike Weir winning, pretty sick with his bell hat on.
There's definitely no shortage of moments in the Masters, that's for sure.
Phil jumping.
I mean, the nice
Phil's jump.
the nice thing
Air
about
Phil.
I mean, also last year we forget that in the top 3, I think Rombo won. He's now on live. I think
Yep.
Koepka was number 2. Phil was number 3. So
P. Reed was 5.
pretty good. We'll see how the boys do. I'm just happy that I like watching PGA. I like watching live. I'm just very happy when they come together, especially for the first time of the year at Augusta.
Yeah.
That's so
That's
exciting.
what I've been saying the whole time. It'd just be nice if they just put this shit aside and just fucking move on and get back together.
Or
Get the band
honestly,
back
I
together.
wouldn't even give a shit if they just let them play in the majors. I'd be perfectly okay with that.
Or if they just like came back next week and just, hey, everybody's back in the tournament.
Yeah.
Cares?
I don't know when we'll get there. Doesn't
That'd be
seem like
best
it.
case.
either.
This is what they should do. They should take all their combined money, put it into a pot. They should look at the best things, the top 5 best things that Live does, the top 5 best thing that the PGA does, throw those all together, mix them all together, take the 5 worst things the PGA does, 5 worst things that Live does, scrap those, and then just have one league and everybody moves on. Give everybody $1 million bonus for going through this bullshit, and we'll move on as a golf world. Trev says that they've improved the quality of broadcasts and they actually show golf, which is the PGA, which I agree with. I think they put a big emphasis on that since Live.
Yeah, I mean, that was the most glaring issue with fans that they had to fix.
Yeah. But they fixed it.
They fixed it, so
you can
on to the
only
next.
complain about something until they fix it, and then you can't.
Yep.
Agreed.
It's over with. So it's awesome. It's good for us.
Hey, look,
I'm
gonna fire out some of there's some beauty pairings here
groupings.
coming up for the next couple days. We got our boy Phil. Still, he's gonna hold a place in my heart forever.
Yeah, me
I don't
too.
know about you guys. We got Phil, Sepp, and Tony. Patrick Cantley, Minwoo, and Ricky. Hideki, Willie Z, and JT. Rombo, Fitz, Dog, and Nick Dunlap. We got Scotty, Roars, and Xander. Wyndham, Vic, and Cam Smith. We mentioned this one. Tiggy, J Day, and Max. Brian Harmon, Brooksy, and Tom Kim.
Dusty just said, "How about Brooks play with Harmon?" He's gonna be so rattled, man.
Oh yeah. Spieth, Aberg, and Sahith, and then DJ, Colin Morikawa, and Tommy Fleet.
That's a sick pairing.
Those are such good pairings.
And Auburn.
Those are amazing. Like,
hey, what about Brooks play with Harm Dog? He might beat this shit out of him. Like, he might just beat him
up. I'd welcome it.
I'm not gonna lie, like Brooks's odds have to be adjusted for playing with Harmon, no?
Yeah.
Who did
Brooks his chances get worse if he's playing with Harmon.
Who did Brooks play with that one time when everybody thought it was going to be the end of the world? Was it
Cantley?
Cantley, right. He handled it pretty well, though, if I remember correctly.
No, those two were fucking bitching at every official that they came near.
Jez says, what do you think of Curtis Strange as an announcer? I haven't heard him yet.
Yeah.
He's done broadcast before. He's good.
My all-time favorite Curtis Strange moment is when he tried telling Tiger that he's not going to be Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's one of my favorite golf clips of all time.
I do like the new blood in the announcing station or chair, I guess. Like Curtis Strange, he's not familiar to anybody that's born after 1986.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, he'll learn.
Yeah, he'll learn.
He'll learn. Okay.
Jazzy, you'll learn.
I have to
I
kind
actually
of
don't
eat
mind
crow.
Kiss.
Is
Do
it
not
eating
mind Kiss.
crow? I don't know. I
Yeah.
like Kepka.
Take your take back.
I know I went through a time when I said I didn't like him because he kind of got weird for a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
Very true. Very true.
But man, that interview when somebody said, "Do you see anybody shooting 59?" Have you played this course? Obviously not. Like, man, he's got some good quotes. Like, he's so funny, man.
Like, I think he's an actual beauty. Like, we'd be
Yeah.
buddies with him if he was like
Yeah.
around here, right? Just
a
ripping gins on the
sarcastic dick
court.
goes- Oh yeah.
His give a fuck level's pretty low, that's for sure.
Very low. Did you guys see this story from? He used to play on the PGA Tour, Greg Chalmers.
Yeah.
This is a story of Greg Chalmers' first appearance at the Masters. It was in 2001, and it was my first round tee time was at 8:30, and I was a little nervous. I just watched Byron Nelson and Sam Snead hit off only a few minutes prior, and the enormity of the event was dawning on me as I stood over the ball on the first tee. I managed to catch it out off the heel, which had the ball sliding down the left rope line. Frankly, I was pleased it was on planet Earth. This joy was brief as I saw one of the patrons fall to the ground and my ball ricocheting through the pines to the left. I'm thinking I might vomit at this point. Couldn't help but imagine some poor soul has waited 15 years to get tickets to the Masters, and I've nearly killed him at 8:30 in the morning. It wasn't great once I got there. I'd hit him right above his eye. And you could see the dimple pattern in the lump that was forming. I don't think a signed glove is going to cut. I don't think a signed glove is going to cut it on this one. If I was nervous beforehand, I'm now close to lying in the fetal position and sucking my thumb. My second shot, I have to slide a 4-iron through about 4 pines and slice it back towards the fairway. I got the first part done, but failed on the second bit. So managed to hit a person in the shoulder, hit a person in the shoulder on the right rope line up by the green. I've waited my entire life to play Augusta National. I've now taken 2 swings and hit 2 patrons. Put me down for a bogey and a solid 78 at the end of the day, and I'm not saying I'm the reason, but it's no coincidence that patrons are no longer allowed on the left side on number 1.
The superintendent,
Greg Chalmers?
Yeah.
That's legendary.
So, did you see
patrons?
Did you see Keith Mitchell basically do the same thing a couple weeks ago?
No.
I think Keith Mitchell is like an underrated beauty on tour. Just seems like
he is actually.
Right?
I'm with you.
He just reminds me of your uncle in the 80s. Just a beauty, and he might flip the switch and get wild in
anytime.
Yep.
Any given moment.
He looks like an older Bo Hosler.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the definition of Keith.
Yes. Yeah.
He is Keith, man.
But right. He had the lead. This is maybe like almost a month ago, but he had the lead going into the final round and just hacked it around. He was like hitting people off the first hole and like all over the place on the first hole. I think he like somehow managed a double bogey on the first hole, but it was like lucky because if he didn't hit a person, it was off the planet. That's beauty. Defining him as a Keith is like you said, that's the best definition of him.
Is he playing this weekend? No.
Gotta be. Has to be.
Yeah, he's got to be.
No, I can't see it.
That reminds me, what I was thinking of there as you were saying that, Drums. Think about how many times Tiger Woods, like, you know how much of an audience Tiger's had his entire career. Think about how many strokes Tiger has saved by just dinging it off of patrons. Like, I remember watching a shot, it was from like early 2000s, and Tiger was in trouble, and left of the green was trouble, but he knew because he had a wall of patrons there that he could essentially use them as like a backboard. So if it was like any other normal player there, they never would have been able to hit that shot. But because he knew that if he kept it low, it was just going to smoke somebody and stay in play. That is so crazy to me.
It's hilarious. Well, like Spieth does it similarly. Like Spieth will put it in the grandstands on purpose because he knows he gets a drop because where he is in the fucking bush because he's so
Do you
wild.
see the shot on the weekend?
Yeah. Like he just purposely
Put it
fires
up on
into the
top
stand.
of the clubhouse. The first ball ever on top of the clubhouse. Did you see that?
But it's because he
top
does get a
tracer?
better. Only reason is because he gets a better drop that way, right?
That's just
Did you
smart
see the
golf.
top tracer?
Yeah,
No,
I
I
did
didn't.
see that actually. I did see
When it
that.
landed in the parking lot and then bounced up on the roof. And it like shows it, and then it shows it landing in the parking lot, and then just bouncing straight up and rolling down the roof. Man, it was unreal. Keith isn't playing this weekend. Keith is out of the Masters.
Is he?
Yeah. Is this Ludwig's first Masters?
I was going to ask you guys that. How do you think he's going to do this weekend?
Good.
I'm gonna say top 10.
Yeah, I agree.
It seems like from what I've been watching of him, he's been very steady, but he usually has one day where he just kind of, or 1-9 even, where he has a couple off, and it just takes him a few shots off the lead. It seems like he's right there. So who knows when
Very
that time
Rory-esque
comes
with
where
that.
What's that?
Very Rory-esque with that.
Yeah.
But he also seems like he's got that next gear that
Yes, I agree.
99% of the golfers don't have.
Yep.
And that competitiveness. He's sick.
Okay. Are you taking him or Tom Kim to have a better career?
Oh, that's a good
Him.
question.
Him.
I say him too, just because I feel like Tom Kim doesn't have that factor, like the
Killer.
the real, like the most talented guy out there, but he just doesn't seem like he gives a shit enough. That's just that's going off of Netflix, obviously, but
I think that's fair to judge it off that though.
Hey, just chill. Like Ludwig's like the way I see it, Ludwig's like a up and coming superstar that like people are like almost like intimidated by already. And Tom Kim's like everybody's little brother.
yeah, I get that vibe too.
Like Tom
Almost
Kim's
like
not intimidating anybody, whereas
almost like-
Ludwig is.
Tom Kim is the Phil Mickelson to Ludwig's Tiger.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that comes to reality, like Tom Kim's gonna have a pretty successful career, which I think that he will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, it's crazy how, like, there's generations of this, right? Like, we had Arnie and Jack. Now we got Phil and Tiger. Now we got Ludwig and Tom. Like, is that who they're going to be? Interesting to see.
Okay, we got a couple minutes left. Let's get to the real topic here.
Well, one thing before we go there. Watching Live on the weekend, I will never get tired of seeing Phil Mickelson's calf. Ever. Those calves are on another level than anything I've ever seen before, especially on the golf course.
Was he giving big thumbs ups too?
And did he have that fucking coffee cup that he had around when he's there in the PGA?
Yeah, did he take that there too?
That thing was glued to his hand.
Yeah.
Okay, before
Did
we
he start the Stanley Cup craze?
Did he? Did he have a straw? I don't know if he had a straw.
Could have.
Before we get to the main part of the show tonight, we got a couple minutes left here. Let's talk about. I got a quick fix your divots for tonight. Bit of a shit show today. We didn't get a formal agenda together, so this is on me. So I'll eat the crow for this. But tonight's segment of Fix Your Divots is brought to you by the Prairie Scratch Tour. Big shout out to those fellas for sponsoring the show and for building something pretty damn special here in Manitoba. The purpose of this segment is not to bitch about other golfers on the course, but rather to just point out things that drive other people a little bit crazy. Just in case somebody happens to hear it, realize that it pisses other people off, and maybe they will change their ways. The Prairie Scratch Tour is back for another season, 2024. This year's stops include Southwood, Grand Pines, Quarry Oaks, Falcon Lake, and the finale at Breezy Bend. Last year's winners, there's some serious players on this tour, included Adam Gunther, Jordy Lutz, Drew Jones, Braxton Kuntz, and Marco Trestenjak. To find out more information and register for an event this summer, I think you still got some time. Their first event's coming up, but you can check out the Prairie Scratch Tour on Instagram or visit prairiescratchtour.ca. And tonight's Fix Your Divots, brought to you by Prairie Scratch Tour, is from Boomer. I don't know if he's in the chat. I don't know if he's watching live or not tonight. He was pretty pissed that we canceled the show last week. But Boomer's Fix Your Divots is mowers around the greens, not stopping for your shots. And I thought this was an interesting one tonight, just because we know how much behind the scenes action goes on at Augusta with the grounds crew there and all the deep, dark secrets of Augusta. But this is kind of something we might not see as much around here, but it is a problem, I think. And
Really?
you're trying to hit a putt and the mowers are buzzing around, cutting. I mean, it's hard. Whenever I'm in that situation, I understand. I'm like, if I were them, I definitely would not be stopping every time that somebody is coming onto the green, because it's just nonstop, especially for busy courses. But as a golfer, it's like,
I'm going to need
just shut it off for a second.
for this.
Okay.
Like, are we at 7 o'clock in the morning? Are we at 9 o'clock in the morning? Are we at 5 o'clock at night?
Probably in the morning, because I don't know how many mowers are cutting at 5. Would they be?
Could be.
First thing.
And is it like on the green that you're approaching, or is it a green the whole
on the green you're approaching, or cutting like the rough or the fairway around the green?
All right. Then yes, I'm 100% on with him.
It is tough.
If I'm cutting the hole beside you, I'm not stopping for you.
No.
You're working at a golf course, not a rock concert. Shut the fucking mower off. My opinion.
It would get pretty tiresome, though. Like, from their point of view.
How are you supposed to finish your job?
Yeah.
Do it in between groups.
You'll never get done if it's.
There are courses that have signs up that say, grounds crew has the right of way until such and such a time.
Yeah. Which it should be.
So I think it's usually like 8.
It's absolutely bananas. I've never seen it, and I've never heard of it, to have a fucking mower running while you're on the green. That's absolutely insane move by the grounds crew.
I've seen it plenty of times.
Never in my life. Never done it either.
Reggie, do you remember at Dunderave when the mowers were buzzing around? Yeah. It stands out in my mind. Like, I remember a few times.
Like, while you're on the green, they're beside your golf cart, let's say, like that close.
Like on the fairway, like in the hole, though.
Yeah, like they're cutting the rough around the greens, or like cutting the fringe by like the shoot up to the green, like they're cutting the fairway on the way up to the green while you're trying to putt.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts. It's so hard to focus, but then it's like, is it that big of a deal? I think it is, but honestly, if you like, 50% of golfers probably wouldn't even know they're there. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
But for this, I'm going to agree with Boomer.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, wasn't it? Did you see what I shared on Facebook? Well, obviously you saw it. I tagged King Golf and then you shared it. But that face.
What was it again?
I think it's gone now, but it's
taking
when someone undoes your bag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
this is a good question. Trev says, so it is opening weekend for some courses, not in Rossman here or Brandon, I don't think. But sometimes during the Masters, that's the first weekend of golf in Manitoba. And I don't know, like, what do you guys think on that? Would you rather be playing golf or watching the Masters, or both?
I would do watch the Masters and go play after.
Yeah, but to the question, watch the Masters.
Yeah, me too.
I think I would too. Like spring golf is not the best golf. It's
I
cold.
mean,
the conditions are horrible.
I'm not always pumped to go shoot 95 off rip.
Trev, 3 rounds this weekend.
Jesus.
He's
That's
taking the
unbelievable.
counter approach to us.
Yeah.
But like
He says-
the crazy part
he
is
says
nowadays
fuck
you can
that.
have it on your phone while you're you're golfing too. Like it's just that's where we are now.
Yeah. I think the Masters is truly like the only golf tournament that I actually like watch. Like I'm talking like full on watch. Like I'm not
Yeah.
looking at my phone. I'm not looking at anything else. Like I'm watching every shot. Like I'm not going for a snooze. I'm not doing anything else. Like I'm watching every shot.
It's such a special like kickoff to the summer, right? Like
Oh yeah.
Masters, then we got NHL playoffs start next week. Like it's
MLB
we're
just
golfing
started.
ourselves. Then yeah, exactly. So it's just this is the official kickoff. We're here. We made it.
It's a high.
We made it, boys. No doubt. We made it. Like, I don't know. Most people who watch the show grew up here like a fish in water in Manitoba, but it is not easy to go through 4 or 5 months of not touching the ground, minus 30-degree weather, shoveling snow, no golf, no vitamin D, no sunshine. Like it's not a real easy thing to just get through. We just do it every year. So when that ends, you celebrate. You're pumped, and I don't know. It almost seems like it's worth it at the end of it when you get on the other side of it. But it's a damn struggle when you're in it.
Man, so this weekend, and usually I got something on Masters weekend. We have our home term here this weekend, but we don't play until 1:30 on Saturday. So I literally get to wake up at like 7 and watch golf all the way till noon. And then we have a game, and then I can come home and watch it. And then I have made 0 plans for Sunday. Zip.
Nice.
I'm going to watch every second of it. And I'm not going to feel any guilt doing it.
I think that Masters Sunday is number one for me, but I also love the Open. Getting up early in the morning,
Yeah, true.
like
true,
very
true.
early in the morning, and watching some quality golf on like a course I've never seen before.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'd still put
Have a-
Masters ahead of that though, but that's
Have a
close
couple
second.
cups of bean.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Maybe not on a major, but is there a better nap than falling asleep
None.
watching golf?
No.
None. Actually, Jay's game in the afternoon is a pretty good one. Listen to Buck.
Curling's up there for me too.
He wakes you up though, Buck. If somebody hits a home run, you're awake. Yeah. Oh. Anyways, let's get to what Jordy you asked in the intro when we were talking about it in your personal intro.
Holy cow! What's happening?
What's our guy gonna do?
Tiger?
Like, what's he gonna do? Is he a contender?
No.
I don't know. This is the least amount I've ever heard about Tiger Woods in my life leading up to a tournament.
Everybody who says they've seen him play says he's like in early 2000s form right now.
Should we put some money down on Tiger this weekend?
What the fuck
like
are we doing? He's not fucking 20 years old anymore.
He's 10,000 to 1. No, plus 10,000.
Drums, what do you think? Like, what do you think we were saying in 2019? Oh, he's hurt. He's washed up.
Never count
He's
out
Tiger
Tiger.
Woods, man. He's Tiger Woods. It's Augusta.
Yeah,
it's
but
not a course.
so we just do this.
I don't
We
know.
just do this for every tournament he enters for the rest of time.
I think
No,
Augusta's different. Augusta's different than any
Okay.
other tournament. Don't you think?
I'm with you, but like, come on,
Come on.
he can't fucking walk for Christ's sake. He's gonna win the Masters
Look
again.
what Drake said.
God bless him.
Look what Drake said.
Fine.
So,
Trev's
3-1
calling for a
on-
miscut.
Yeah, get lost, Trev.
Jason's
I'm the
in
Trev.
Get out of here. Just kidding. I can't say that. But you can't chirp Tiger in the chat.
Can we
Oh, come on, Jason.
ban people?
We need Dal. Where's the wrench?
Fucking ban me. Look,
Remember when we had Dal with the wrench?
I'm not saying I don't want to see it fucking happen. I'm just saying I don't think it will happen.
Seems like you don't want to see it happen. You remember what you said at the start of the episode when you were talking about your baby and you're talking into existence?
Talking existence.
Try that with Tiger. That's what we're
Touche.
trying.
Touche.
Talk it into existence. He's going to have a hell of a weekend. Regardless, we get to watch Tiger play at Augusta.
Amen.
Nothing better.
I think that it could go either way, honestly. I don't think anybody on this earth knows what the right answer to that is. I think that he could do well. He also could miss the cut. And I don't think
he could win the tournament. He could be in a fucking ambulance off the first tee. Who knows?
I'm throwing a hundy on top 20 finish.
I will double that if you want.
That's my bet. Yeah?
There's people calling for the cuts. Thomas Friesen on Instagram has been saying that he's going to miss the cut. Trev says he's going to. Jason says he's going to. I don't know. I don't think he's going to miss the cut. I think he's going to be.
I'm honestly not lying to you, Reg. If you want to throw 100 each on 10,
I'm doing
10.
it.
What are you saying? Top 10 or top 20? Top 20?
Top 20.
I'm in. Drawer?
Okay.
I'm in.
Okay.
Send it my way. I'll load it up right now.
Okay, speaking of that, before we go, should we make our picks? Or should we... I want to talk about two things quickly before we go. Two pools. The first one is, I think Drake's still in the chat here. Golf Highway, yeah, he is. Go check out Golf Highway's Instagram. He's doing a Masters pool this week. His is very well done, very up to date. I set my alarm to be 10 so it wouldn't go off during the podcast, and we are at 10 o'clock tonight. So Drake's doing a pool over on Instagram. He's got, I think, close to 40 entries. He does live updates every day. Very nice, very fancy. The King Golf one, on the other hand, is not as nice, not as fancy, because we do a little bit differently. We just pick 4 guys. The highest earning team is the champion. So there's no real way to track that throughout the weekend, unfortunately. It's just how all the earnings at the end of the weekend break down. So enter both. Go check out Drake's Golf Highway. Shoot us an email or a DM. You got 2 hours tonight to get a team in, and we're playing for the winners get Bitcoin. You can pay in Bitcoin or pay in cash, but the winners are paid out in Bitcoin. So here's what could happen. I think there's going to be about 15, 20 guys in that pool. You put in $25 of cash, and all of a sudden you win 200, maybe 250 or 300,000 sats. You hold on to that for the rest of your life, and you're going to be very well set up for the future. That could happen this weekend.
How much is it, Drake? Oh, $10.
51.
Unlimited entries.
Reggie, let's put a King Golf team in. Drums. All 3 of us will put one in for Golf Highway. We'll talk about it in the chat after. So enter Drake's, enter ours. You don't need to have Bitcoin, but you win Bitcoin if you end up picking a better team than everybody else. So,
how's that doing?
Pardon me?
How's that doing these days?
Bitcoin? We got some Bitcoiners in the chat tonight.
Pretty not too bad.
Yeah, if you
71,000 good or
it's not bad.
It's funny, we have a unfinished basement here, and I put I put quotes on the wall and stuff, and I started doing a monthly Bitcoin price. And it's funny, like even 4 months ago, the price of Bitcoin was like $30,000. Like it's doubled since then, just casually. And you look back to like a year and a half ago when we started the 88 sats, it was like 20 grand, I think. So yeah, it just blows my mind that most people are just still continuing to sit on the sidelines with it. So not everybody though. I will attest that is my day-to-day life. That's what I do. And there's been a lot of people emailing, phoning, messaging, and setting up chats. So not everybody's sleeping on it. Ballsy Golf is one of our 88 sats viewers in the morning. And so
definitely with them on that.
Yeah.
So they said Rory makes a good story, completes the slam, but would like to see anyone from Live Golf take a green jacket. Adds to the chaos. I love chaos, so bring it.
I just want to see Brandel Chambly's Head
Fucking
explodes
melt.
when somebody from Liv wins.
Yeah.
So who are you guys picking? Who's your pick for the week? Like not like a Scotty, not like a Brooks, not
Vic.
a Rory. Who's kind of like your sleeper pick? Who could win? And people in the
Vic.
chat too. Let's end with this. I'm taking DJ. That's going to be my pick.
Ooh, that's an off the board pick.
I'm going for the slam.
Okay.
Rory?
Yeah,
I said no Rory.
I'm taking him.
Okay. Drummy?
Vic.
That's a good pick.
Give me Vic.
Drake says
It's actually-
Shoffley. That's a great
Really
pick
like,
too.
really like shot. X will give it to you.
It's actually incredible, like how many golfers just like come in and you're like, okay, this guy can't lose.
And
what I
like
mean?
you're so convinced, for one fraction of a minute. Like I will bet the entire house. I will bet everything that's in my name, children, everything.
And nobody
then
talks about Scotty that way.
And then I'll take another breath, and I'm like, but this guy.
But nobody talks about Scotty that way. Nobody's even mentioned his name right now. Like
because his putting has terrified people.
He's like the biggest favorite. He's got the least odds since Tiger's prime to win the Masters.
One Tiger. Crazy. And has mirrored him to this point of that season. They've had the exact same finish of like 80% of the tournaments.
He's absolutely insane.
Crazy.
Scotty
I think he's a better golfer with the beard.
Insane. He's got to be one of the. I'm going to say this because it's like I think it's true. I think he's actually somehow underrated.
Oh, he definitely is. He definitely is.
Very true. He should be on the all-time list. Has to be on the all-time list. Like top 10 all-time list of.
He's amazing.
Players.
People definitely don't talk about Scotty in a good enough light for what he deserves. That's for sure.
I don't know that they do while your career is going on, unless you're like the Tiger Woods type. Right? Like you're going to get it after the fact when everybody realizes you won 700 tournaments and 14 majors instead of the 827 that Tiger or whatever them, you know what I mean?
It's kind of tough though, because like a lot of these guys are where they are because of Tiger, but they'll also never get the same amount of credibility because of Tiger.
Very true.
Yeah.
Like when your measuring stick is Tiger Woods, like that's tough, right? Trev says
that's a good point.
What? Yeah, he does. I agree with that. That's the main difference between him and Tiger Woods. No electricity. Yeah. Ricky, Trev says he thinks Ricky's going to win even though he won the par 3. Ches says Jocko Neiman, also known as, who am I thinking of? Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix.
That's who you're thinking.
Jocko's new. I haven't heard that. Is that a thing?
What's that?
I don't know.
Jocko a thing?
Well,
I don't know. It's better than Joaquin because I thought it was Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker, the walk the line guy.
My headphones are dying here. We've been going on too long.
Joker 2 looks tits also.
Boys, let's wrap it up.
Yep.
I'm tired. My back is sore. I'm excited to watch the golf this weekend. Big shout out to everybody in the chat tonight. It's good to see some people getting fired up for golf. It was probably the biggest, busiest chat in what we've had in a while. We're through the winter. We're into golf season. The Masters is here. And we appreciate everybody for being here. We got a big summer ahead. We got a lot of exciting things coming up. So I just wanted to say thanks. I'm sure you guys will mirror that as well. Thanks, everybody, for showing up tonight.
As they once said in The Hangover, we are back. We are so fucking back. Thanks for coming to the show tonight, everybody.
Thanks for coming and hanging out. We will be back next week. Possible. That's it. That's all. We're out. Everybody enjoy the weekend. Watch as much golf as you can. Get no work done for the next 2 days. Love you, boys. We out. Peace. Later.
See you, boys.
Love you, fellas. Get your entries in for the pools.